Let's go NFC North 2Ks. What you got? We got the Bears, Lions, Packs, and Vikings for the NFC North. Where do you have them shaking out at?
I have bottom barrel. The team that's basically pretty used to being there in the bottom of the barrel, year in, year out. Detroit Lions. I thought they had a very good draft, but they're just not a very good football team, and it's just typical Lions. I think I went back and talked about how much I really liked Brian Flores in Miami, and coming from Bill Belichick's staff. Well, then you have Matt Patricia coming from Belichick, also the head coach of the Lions. I'm just not a Patricia fan. I'm not a Patricia fan. I think he's the total opposite of Brian Flores. That's when I see Flores, it's just he always looks like it's business with him. He doesn't get caught up in the moment. He's the same thing all the time. And then when I see Patricia, he just looks like a fucking dork.
He looks homeless.
Yeah. He just does not look professional at all. He looks like a fucking dork.
Yeah.
And so, but that's perfect. That's perfect for Detroit because for how many goddamn years has there been a fucking dork down there, operating it? So, they're bottom of the barrel. They suck. They're going to remain shitty. I feel bad for Matthew Stafford. I really do. I feel bad for Matthew Stafford. I think he's better than anybody around here gives him credit for. Most of the fucking dingbats around here blame him for them not being good, which is just a fucking joke. But I just continue to feel bad for that guy. So I have them at 4. 3, I'm putting. This is a tough division. 3, I'm going with the Vikings.
Ooh.
I really think the Vikings are another team that are just kind of aging. I think it showed in the draft that they're trying to get young and they're trying to start over. I want to say that they had like 14 fucking draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they're trying to get young again, but I think that it's a very aging. I think they're an aging team. I do not like the quarterback situation. I think he's just a decent quarterback. And that's all he's ever going to be. And so I'm chalking them up at 3. I got the Bears at 2. I honestly think that Nick Foles is gonna start more games at quarterback for the Bears this year than Trubisky. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that.
I 100% agree with
Foles,
that.
And I just think that Bears defense, they're gonna show up to fucking play. I think last year that they kind of took a step back from the year prior. I mean, there's no way that you could keep up those numbers that they had. 2 years ago on defense. So they took a little step back, but that defense is going to be the best defense in this division. And then if you get a little bit of consistency out of a quarterback and get Trubisky the fuck out of there, I think that they'll end up finishing second. And then, although I ripped them last week because it was definitely the shittiest draft, the Green Bay Packers, I still have them finishing first. They're not, but they went 13-3 last year. I don't think they're going 13-3 this year. I still think they're going to, win enough games to to finish first in the North. But yeah, they're still a good football team. They got Aaron Rodgers running the show there. But I just don't think that they did anything. Why I went, AWOL last week talking about their draft was I just don't think they did anything to improve themselves and give them a shot at beating San Francisco.
No, I 100% agree. We that's something we did talk about, kind of at great length last week. Is the main thing that they needed was a receiver. What was the main commodity in the draft? Receivers. You didn't get any. Not in the first round, not in the 7th round, not in any round in between. So it's still a head scratcher, still a head scratcher. But in mine, I'm going. I'm actually putting my Bears at number 4, which kind of pains me to say, but and I'm doing that because I'm looking at things very pessimistically with the Bears because that's kind of what Bears fans do. And if Nick Foles can stay healthy and wins that job, I think they go up to, like you said, the number 2 spot. But if he doesn't, and it's Trubisky, I think they're at the bottom of this division. I think the Lions are a little bit better just because of that quarterback situation. I know the Bears have a better defense than the Lions, but the Lions did add a lot of defensive help in the draft. So we shall see where that goes, but I have them just a little bit higher than the Bears. And then on top of that, I've got the Vikings and then the Pack. And I think this division is going to be closer than it was last year. Like I agree with you. I don't think the Packers win 13 games this year. I don't think they're still going to be competitive with a couple other teams in the NFC if they do happen to meet up with them in the playoffs. And so yeah, I think to be honest with you, 2Ks, it wouldn't shock me if a team like Detroit was number 2 in this division just because they beat the hell out of each other, and it's just gonna you know the one knock on the Lions is they've never had a running game. Well, they went out and got one of the best running backs in the draft, so we'll see if that helps. They did shore up their defense. They probably had the best draft out of any of the 4 teams in their division. So let's see what those young kids do. And like I said, do I expect them to be the number 2 team in the division? No. Would it shock me if they did jump up that high? No. I could totally see it. I could totally see it. They have all the ingredients to make a great team there. Let's just see if Patricia can actually put them together. That's going to be the key right there.